guys, today we're going to be making apple pockets. All right, today we're going to need the recipe calls for refrigerated pizza dough. The pickings were slim, so I got 2 things of crescent rolls and I'm just going to roll them out. Hopefully this will work. So we're experimenting together. You're going to need, I think, 1 egg. The recipe does not say. And I've already cracked one in here and I'm just going to go ahead and whisk it a bit. It's going to be an egg wash that we're going to use in a minute. You're also going to need apple sauce, and I've done shredded apples. It's kind of like a little apple pie in, I don't know what you want to call it, but a bread casing. Kind of, yeah, like a little palm apple pie. Cinnamon sugar, and yeah, that's it. It's really easy. The hardest part right now for me is figuring out how to roll this into the size that I need. I'm not going to flour my surface. I never have before. So let's see what we get out of this. I'm gonna try and smush them back together. Normally, when you do it in the pizza dough, it's a lot bigger. It comes out about that size, one big old sheet of dough. Well, this is not. So I'm just gonna see. I might be able to only get 2 of the little pockets out of this, which is fine. Maybe. Technical difficulties. Trying to get them to join together. So I'm just going to cut it in half. Normally on the bigger sheet you would do, because it would be rectangle, cut straight down the middle and 1 more down the middle and then your other 2 parts down like this. I know it's really hard to explain. I will put some sort of grid up so you can see when you do it with the pizza dough. So right now we're just working with this. And I'm gonna put a little bit of shredded apple that I did before. This is actually about 2 apples. I should actually have already put the applesauce. I haven't done this in a while. Little applesauce in the middle. To your liking, I guess. A little bit of cinnamon sugar. I'm actually using unsweetened applesauce just because I think that would be better. And we're gonna just go ahead and go back to the eggs. A little basting brush and go along the edges because you're wanting them to seal together, and it also gives it a nice glossy finish at the end and helps hold this cinnamon on top. Here goes nothing. So it kind of looks like this. And it ruptured. So this may be a little more interesting today than normal. I just may have to do this a little different shape. All right, through some trial and error, I may have figured out my issues. One being since my countertop is smooth, as opposed to what I used to use, which is a little rougher, this sticks really well to the countertop and it just doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to flour it, which I didn't do before I did this, but I think maybe this will work a little better this time. I'm just gonna try it again. I did have 1 success so far. I don't know how the rest of them are gonna be. I think the hardest part is getting it off the counter. Caitlin decided to join us and having a little snack before dinner. I haven't started that yet. All right, and instead of using the egg wash to hold it together, this one that I did a few minutes ago seemed to hold together pretty well without it. when I use the fork to kind of pinch it together. Alright, let's see what happens in a minute. And I forgot to put the cinnamon and sugar in. It's supposed to be cinnamon, but I'm going to put cinnamon sugar because it's a treat. And I'm going to count the previous one that we had the problem with, that issue with it coming apart, as I had to vent this before it goes in the oven. So it's already vented. Alright, so let's see what happens here. And I am going to use the egg wash, but at the very end on the top to help hold the cinnamon sugar that I'm going to put on top, and to make it look all pretty and shiny. Oh, it's coming apart again. Don't use crescent rolls if you can. It's a valuable lesson that I've learned today. So I'm gonna try this again. All right, through trial and error, we have finally figured out what's gonna work with these crescent rolls. Yeah, don't ever use the crescent rolls if you have a choice. Just skip the recipe altogether. All right, so I was able to roll it out. I'm having to use this to get it off the surface so it won't split. I've tried to fix the seams the best I can. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your applesauce and then your apples. I need to use the egg wash, which I said earlier I didn't need, but I was wrong. So I'm just going to go around the edges. This helps hold it together. Holds it better than just using the fork. I'm going to do my best to close it up without it rupturing again. It's not neat, it's not pretty, but they will taste so good. And earlier I was using cinnamon and sugar, and I opted just to use the original sugar it called for because the applesauce has enough natural sugar in it as it is. I don't need it. All right. I did flour my surface this time, as well as my rolling pin. It just all depends on how smooth of a countertop you have, or if you're using a butcher block countertop, who knows, it might work better for you. All right. All right, your next step, now that everything's on the sheet, and I recommend using dry wax paper to put this on so you don't have to worry about sticking. But if you have a non-stick, it is non-stick, but I prefer to use this for easier cleanup. So then you finally put your egg wash over the top. When you do this, it helps make the surface shiny and pretty. And there's another reason for doing this as well that you'll see in a moment. Normally what I would be able to do instead of crimping this is I could take, in its normal way, with the normal pizza roll, I end up with squares, and then I put all my filling right in the middle, and then I kind of take each corner, pull them together and kind of make a little basket, almost like a type of a dumpling. But I'm not able to do this today with what I have. All right, so the other reason was you want to sprinkle cinnamon over top. Give it a little extra taste. Because I did not use cinnamon applesauce. Because I don't have no sugar added cinnamon applesauce. And you can do this with chunky applesauce if you happen to be able to find that. You can do this with just applesauce. I do it with both just to give it a little extra. Do it. All right, so this is gonna go in for, I believe the instructions say 20 minutes. All right, here we go. Done than I was expecting, but it's probably because of the cinnamon. Alright, this is what they look like. I'll have a picture.